Hey, what's up, my little tattletales? How y'all doing today? Well, if your name is Monique, baby, I guess you know you're now not the problem. What am I talking about? It looks like Netflix has literally settled with Monique. And let this be a lesson to all Monique's haters. Here's the thing. Monique gets on my damn nerves. Y'all know I dragged her for that bonnet mess. But when that mess came out with DL Hughley, I tried to keep out of it because basically I was busy covering other stories. But it really bugged me the way DL Hughley said, Netflix, this person, that person. At what point are you going to admit maybe you're the problem? Baby, I think the settlement from Netflix not only showed that Monique wasn't the problem, but it showed that Netflix does have a systematic, carefully thought out plans to discriminate against Black women in general. Baby, it was better than Monique even could have offered. Because if you don't know, when you sue for discrimination, it has to go in front of the EEOC. I think that's the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission or something like that. It's federal. They go in front before it even goes to trial. They review the evidence and they find out, okay, based on the evidence, do we think you have sufficient evidence to sue? Once you get past that, most likely it does enter into a settlement, because they basically said, we see evidence that there definitely was a violation of your equal opportunity rights. And after that, the company knows that they better roll over. Moreover, the judge overseeing the case, listen to this, all y'all haters, sided with Monique's novel theory that Netflix failure to negotiate an opening offer consistent with its normal practice. And this is what I said back then, right? If it's your normal practice, if you negotiate with everyone and then I come and I'm like, yo, can you negotiate with me? And you're like, get out of here, darky. And everybody's like, yeah, get out of here. Who do you think you are? I'm me. That's who I think I am. And if you're giving everybody else that same treatment, I have the right under EEOC rules and law to actually expect that same treatment. There is something about precedence. Don't ever let anybody tell you that you don't have any rights and that employers, just because they do something, they're right. Okay? But it went on, right? That their failure to negotiate an opening offer consistent with its normal practice, which typically leads to increased compensation, constitutes an adverse employment actions for purposes of a retaliation claim. And let me tell y'all something about retaliation. You know that you can sue your job for sexual harassment, for racism, for discrimination, for anything that violates your equal opportunity rights. You can sue them. And guess what, baby? You don't got to leave the job. They literally have to either operate in good faith or let you continue working there. And that's where they messed up. Because again, I understand people have been brainwashed to be like, lick them boots, and when we done with you, go away. But I'm glad Monique stood her ground. Now let's get into the details of this mess. Y'all ready for this? But before we do that, hit that like, comment, subscribe button. Don't forget, I'll be reviewing tonight The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and The Real Housewives of Dubai at 10 p.m. We're going to do a double review. And this Saturday, I'm doing Love and Marriage Huntsville. And this Sunday, your girl is back with Real Housewives of Atlanta, because, baby, I've been watching from the sidelines. Ooh, and the season is heating up. All right, let's get back to Monique. Again, I don't understand. And I really don't understand, because this is my issue with the DL Hughley thing. I know I'm getting a lot out of my chest. Welcome to my channel. My name is Tisa. I'm your friendly neighborhood gossip. And I'm getting messed off my chest because, baby, listen, we all know Monique can be problematic. We all know she's weird with that daddy mess. But again, why don't people have the ability to separate issues? I might not like you as a person. I might not like the things that you said, but I will separate whenever issues come up that don't just affect you, but affects me. Did I agree with her about that bonnet mess? No. Do I think the daddy mess is creepy? Absolutely. However, when she's standing against discrimination for all Black women when it comes to Netflix, listen, before I dismiss her and just roll my eyes, I'm going to see what her lawsuit has to say. And Monique came with those tapes. And whether you believe it or not, Netflix has settled the case. And that means Monique got what she was looking for, because she's ready to go all the way to the bank. Again, riddle me this, Batman. Why is it that when a Black man comes out and says, I've been discriminated against, everybody can get behind them and agree and be like, okay, they might not be perfect, but you know, they talk about racism. But when a Black woman comes out with that, even Black men will be like, you're the problem. I don't know if any of you guys have ever been in a racist workplace, a toxic racist environment. There are, yes, sometimes there is that one person that's the problem with all the interpersonal relationships. But sometimes somebody's like, no, everybody around me is an a-hole. and everybody around me is out of their mind, and I'm the only person. We know that. I can't believe that DL Hughley even threw up Oprah, Tyler Perry, when what's his name, Lee Daniels came out and said Monique was telling the truth. They did try to blackball her, and they did try to blacklist her. Now listen, let's get into this report so we can do this victory lap for Monique. And again, she gets on my damn nerves too. She has very problematic views when it comes to Black women being respectable in this place. But I had to think about it. For her and her time and where she's at, yeah, we did have to be super perfect and respectable for people to respect them. That's why DL Hughley thought that he could go. That's why DL Hughley thought that he could go and clown the mess out of her, when at the end of the day, she was actually right about the contract negotiation. Now, I'm not going to get into contract law, but I do know a few things about contract law. And I am just going to say this. DL Hughley tried it. I'm not going to revisit the past, but he tried it. Now, let's look at this, right? Cesar Vasquez says the judge overseeing the case sided with Monique's novel theory that Netflix's failure to negotiate an opening offer consistent with its normal practice, which typically leads to increased compensation, constitutes an adverse employment actions for the purpose of a retaliation claim. There you got it. Somebody screenshot that and send it to DL Hughley. But let's get into the details. Netflix settles with Monique over discrimination retaliation lawsuit. The comedian accused the streamer of systematically underpaying Black women. And that's the thing, whether you like her or not, it wasn't just about her. It was about all of us. And I don't care what y'all say. I can separate how I feel about you as a person and your personal beliefs than when you're doing something that will affect me. And her lawsuit, if it was successful, and even with the settlement, literally affects me and the people that look like me for the better, right? And even if you're not a Black woman, if you think that if you're an Asian woman, Asian man, Latino woman, Latino man, if you think Netflix won't try to underpay too, I don't know what to tell y'all, but let's get into this, right? Netflix has settled a potentially precedent-setting lawsuit for Monique in a case that could have found that the streamer retaliated against the comedian by refusing to engage in good faith negotiations after she accused the company of discrimination for opening with a low-ball offer. Both sides on Tuesday moved to dismiss the suit. According to the filing, terms of the deal weren't disclosed. Something tells me it was a pretty penny, because you know Monique has not been playing games. Now, in 2017, Netflix in 2006 started to get Monique for a comedy special during the time it was aggressively ramping up its stand-up content. The complaint says negotiations didn't go far because the Oscar-winning actress, who, like I want to say, her streams at that point were the biggest, most money-making streams for comedians in Netflix. Definitely for women comedians, maybe even for all comedians. I think at that point she was even beating out Dave Chappelle at that time, right, in 2017, right? They said that it didn't go far because the actress did not agree with what she considered a lowball opening offer of $500,000 for a 1-hour show that Netflix would have complete control over, including owning the copyright and retaining all audio-only rights to the special. She protested the offer as discriminatory, leading to Netflix walking away from negotiations. Now, she sued Netflix for refusing to budge beyond its initially opening offer. Now, she said that they were systematically underpaying Black women, pointing to an 8-figure deal with Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock, and Amy Schumer, who allegedly leveraged other comedians' compensation during negotiation and was paid 26 times more than Monique was offered, according to the complaint. They said the offer made to Monique was merely an opening offer from which there was an expectation, both by Netflix and Monique, of continued negotiations likely leading to increased compensation being offered to Monique. Once Monique engaged in protected conduct by protesting that discriminating offer, Netflix shut down any further negotiations and refused to negotiate in good faith. Woo! Now she said, Monique said if I had accepted it, what does Tiffany Haddish have coming? If I accept that, what does a Black female comedian have coming? Because what they'll say is Monique accepted this and she got that. How you have it coming? Now, Netflix tried to push back and said they believe their opening offer to Monique was fair, which is why we're still fighting this lawsuit. Well, I guess they found that it wasn't. That's why they settled, right? Now, here's the thing. At the very least, Monique's allegations always were said to permit the plausible inference that she had not challenged her offer as discriminatory. Netflix would have continued negotiating in good faith with her and increased her offer consistent with customary practice. Now, let me say this, right? And I don't want any of y'all dusties in my comments. I am sick and tired. Let me tell you about, because a lot of people don't know about the law, right? But I'm sick and tired for people believing that somebody owes somebody nothing just because you're like, I'll take 500,000. She was Oscar award winning. She had some of the highest, if not highest, comedy specials on Netflix. She was a force and a talent to be reckoned to. And even Amy goddamn Schumer got more than she did. The fact that so many people dogged on Monique, because at the end of the day, you felt that Monique didn't deserve anything. Not because you were educated with the numbers, not because anything, because you thought women that looked like Monique, spoke like Monique, and acted like Monique deserved nothing, and she should be happy with 500,000. This is for all you naysayers that told her to shut up, be quiet, and be happy with the crumbs, because she thought not only she's sitting on a nice little payday, but guess what? If you, your sister, your brother, anybody tries to go, Netflix will think twice when it comes to trying this behavior. Again, it was pitiful what happened. It was even more pitiful the way the community did not literally wrap around her and actually push. It was disgraceful, but I'm glad that she fought this on her own. I'm glad she had a lot of people, mostly men that look like her, kicking down, disrespecting her, humiliating her. And guess what? At the end of the day, she still got what she deserved. And let this be a lesson for everybody that doesn't ever want to battle things in law. A lot of times things do turn out like Blac Chyna, where she has to appeal, and it was a case of money, and she has to come back swinging. But a lot of times when you go, baby, you get exactly what you deserve. And right now, Monique got exactly what she deserved. All right, my little title child, let me know what you think in the comments, and I will talk to you later. Bye.